Alright folks, so again I've got a couple of guitars in that I've just set up on my bench that you've seen the brand of before, but maybe not this particular model. So again, I'll show these together. I think JB Player is one of these sleeper models. They make some alright stuff. Some of it's fairly cheap, but once you get into the solid top instruments, which this is, they're not bad for the money. This is a JB85SA, S for solid, A for acoustic. It's got the tortoiseshell pick guard, the sort of southwestern rosette, solid spruce top, and then very plain mahogany. Not plain, but you know, very normative sapele. Interesting headstock on these, fully bound. Rosewood with the inlaid mother of toilet seat, whatever it is. I find these to be, you know, when I can pick them up cheaply and set them up, I find these to be good sellers for kids who are learning. Much better than the Walmart fare, the basswood plywood stuff. If I can get a solid top instrument in somebody's hands for around 120, 140 with a gig bag, you're doing really well these days because everything is going up in price. And this fits the bill. This will go to somebody who wants to learn, and they'll have a good chance of continuing on this instrument because it has the right materials. It plays, it's got a straight neck, it's nicely set up, it's got a good action to it. And you know, it's about as good as your 700 series Yamahas. Just doesn't have the recognized brand name, so it's $50, $60, $70 cheaper. So I found these two work really well. The caveat being is I can't always find them. They're kind of inconsistent in their distribution. So sometimes the auction sites are awash with these, and sometimes they're not around. So that tells me that they have a smaller distribution and not regular distributors either. I don't think anybody is a JB Player dealer. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like these have come through more the budget chains and are the nicer end of that particular spectrum. And similarly are these Greg Bennetts made by Samick. Greg Bennet is a master luthier who I forget who he used to work for. Maybe it's Guild, maybe it's Fender, I can't remember. You'll probably tell me. But he designed these series of guitars for Samick. I think Samick was kind of floundering until this guy came along and put them back in the game. You've seen this guitar before, but in a 3/4 concert, as a mini concert version. This is the same guitars I've shown you. Anyway, I got interrupted there. Just a cool dreadnought, all mahogany, very dark tone mahogany. I like this color. Sort of a semi-gloss on this. It's a cross between, it's probably some kind of polyurethane, but it's a cross between a matte and a gloss finish, becoming more and more popular. It really does look like ebony, but I don't think it is on the board. And there's that Samick headstock, which we've criticized in the past. At least I have, and some of you have joined in. I read a little bit more. If you look about the configuration there on the back, I read, and I'll show you the nut here, I read that this was designed by Greg Bennet himself, and you can see the strings all go straight to the peg. There's no pulling away, there's no break angle on the string at all. That's why they designed it this way. And also they made it smaller so that it takes less resonance away from the rest of the guitar. This is just what he was saying on the design, so I thought I would pass that along since I've made fun of it. So there is a engineering facet to the designing of that particular headstock. I don't know if it really makes a whole lot of difference on this tone, but perhaps on the tuning stability it does, because it doesn't have the strings breaking away after they leave the nut on some sort of angle. So anyway, yeah, Greg Bennet D1 SN all mahogany dreadnought version of a guitar that we've seen before. and the other one was a cool JB Player acoustic as well. Both these guitars are in the 140, 160, 180 range, and you know, if you can get them for that with a good gig bag, I think they're and do a setup on them or have them set up, I think they're a good entry-level guitars, much better than what you see in the discount stores. Okay, folks, take care. See you next time.